Hey, what's going on, guys? So I know going into the Rise of Skywalker, a lot of people had a lot of questions, and the movie didn't quite answer them all. But for every Star Wars movie that Disney has released so far, they have released a visual dictionary afterwards that explained even more than the movie did. I've been going through the visual dictionary for the Rise of Skywalker, and I gathered up all the highlights from the visual dictionary that I saw, all of the most interesting things, and all of the things that answered questions that went unanswered within the movie. So in this video, I'm going to give you all of the highlights from the visual dictionary from the Rise of Skywalker. So let's get right into it. The Empire took over the famous Jedi planet Ilum 1 year after Revenge of the Sith, and they started terraforming projects. Later on, this planet became Starkiller based. We still don't know if the Empire itself wanted to transform it into a superweapon, considering there was already a Death Star. The visual dictionary does not give us that information. The next thing is that Vader already knew Luke was his son during the hologram scene in Empire Strikes Back. Yes, this information was already revealed in a comic, but I think it's a great addition to the visual dictionary since more people probably see the visual dictionary than people see the comics. Next up, we have Palpatine actually did die in Return of the Jedi. It was only the Sith cultist who survived. Luke started looking for Exegol the same year that Rey is abandoned by her parents, and he keeps searching until Ben destroys the Jedi Temple. Next up, we have Snoke became a suitable leader for the First Order because of his Force abilities. His race is still unknown. It's probably a unique race because he was created by cloning or other ways of genetic experimentation. It is also still unclear if he was aware of his nature and how much mental freedom Snoke actually had because he was created by Palpatine and apparently being controlled by Palpatine. Next up, we have General Pryde actually understood that Snoke himself was only a tool in the hands of a higher power. Pryde actually served Palpatine back in the days of the Empire, so Palpatine probably got in contact with Pryde and told him what was going on the whole time. Maz Kanata actually helped Leia to acquire her Bausch armor that she wore in Return of the Jedi. This was her disguise in Return of the Jedi when they were in Jabba's palace, when she acted like she was a bounty hunter with the thermal detonator. The singularity that replaced Starkiller Base / Ilum is named Solo. In The Last Jedi, the Resistance flagship is named Radis after the Mon Calamari Admiral seen in Rogue One. Leia is actually Luke's very first apprentice. Next up, we have the Prime Jedi seen in the Ahch-To cavern in The Last Jedi represents the duality of the Force. During his attempts to turn Ben to the dark side, Snoke told him a twisted version of Anakin's story to make the boy believe that Darth Vader was his true nature. A Sith ritual revealed in the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary explains that one must sacrifice a loved one to unlock new insights of the dark side. This is another reason why Ben had to kill Han. It also tells us that Ben and Rey were already a dyad before Snoke bridged their minds. They were a dyad even in episode 7, but it does also say that Snoke's attempt to bridge their minds actually strengthened their connection. This one is a big one. It tells us why Snoke was created in the first place. There's 3 reasons for this. 1 is to become a limited time leader for the First Order and bring chaos in the galaxy. 2 is to turn Ben to the dark side, and 3 is to die at the hands of Kylo Ren to make the boy prove himself as a worthy Sith. Palpatine needed Kylo Ren to prove himself as a worthy Sith in order to carry out the Sith ritual, which would make Kylo Ren the new Lord of the Sith. Rey and Kylo were able to kill the Praetorian Guards in The Last Jedi so easily because of their Force bond. Luke learned Force projection from the ancient Jedi texts. This Force ability is called Simul Futurist. Sith cultists built the new fleet for decades thanks to the fact that no one could find Exegol. Snoke actually knew that Rey and Kylo were a Force dyad, but considering that Palpatine didn't know that until the end, this may prove that Snoke was not controlled by Palpatine and had some degree of freedom and individuality, but it is not fully explained, so I don't want to jump to conclusions on that. One of the Jedi texts actually mentions the netherworld of unbeing, which is another way to say the world between worlds. Rey had R2 scan the sacred text for safekeeping. The opening scene of the movie with Kylo Ren fighting all those people in that forest is actually Mustafar. Mustafar is healing itself after the action shown in Vader Immortal. Luke's Jedi compass, which is found in Battlefront 2 and seen in The Last Jedi as well, works in similar ways to Sith wayfinders. Sith wayfinders are a mixture of Force and technology. They can only be used by dark side users, but they can be linked to a ship's navigational system, so this is a way to get around the fact that they can only be used by dark side users. Moraband / Korriban has been considered as a new base for the Sith, but since too many people knew about it, it was scrapped. The next interesting thing that I found out is that the prophecy of the dyad is very similar to the rule of 2. The previous leader of the Knights of Ren was just called Ren. The Knights are actually Force sensitives, but not enough to use the Force in battle. We also found out that the Tantive 4 was found by a former Imperial senator and given to Leia as a gift. If you don't know, the Tantive 4 was Leia's ship, and it's the ship that we very first see in A New Hope. Leia actually saw Padme through the Force, and that's why she seems to remember her in Return of the Jedi, when her and Luke have that conversation about if they remember their mother. The visual dictionary also confirms that Janna is Lando's daughter, and that she was abducted by the First Order. And the very final thing from the visual dictionary that I will talk about in this video, the Sith fleet personnel are not from the First Order. Their hat insignia shows a Sith Eternal crest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about about the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary. If you do enjoy videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, and also let me know in the comments, because I'm really trying to figure out what people want from this channel and what kind of videos people like to see. Also, if you didn't know, there's new videos on this channel every single day, so if you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you on the next one.